Oh, I'm in a good mood today, guys. All right, I am in a good. What is this? There's always something. It doesn't matter. You know what? There's always going to be hiccups. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and I know I'm kind of growling at you, but I'm so happy to be here with you today. So anyways, guys, is it cold here still? You tell me. Yes, it is. And that's fine, all right? Because I'll tell you this much. Pieces are in place. There was money, there was time, there was hours, people contributed, and effort, okay? Effort was installed. Now, sure, it didn't work out, but that's fine because effort makes the world go around, baby. Or it's gravity. But much like Wicked, we defy gravity and effort because, again, it didn't pan out. And I'm fine with that, okay? We're going to make do. We're not going to complain about the cold. We're going to brave the cold. We're going to get stronger. We're going to face the cold. And that's life, okay? And what better way to enjoy the frost than during a Christmas season, I guess. I'm just saying things to try and twist my perspective, but that's how life works, okay? You talk yourself into behaving. You talk yourself into believing that things are better than they are. And that's... You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but ho, 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 and a bottle of piss. This is apple juice, and I don't know why I ripped the wrapper off of it. Like, it wasn't like a, Apple, you're not getting any free, God forbid, apple juice get some free advertising or something like that. I like to fiddle with the wrapper on things, but I didn't realize how weird that looks now. Canola oil, olive oil, or, unfortunately, urine. I will say, though, it tastes delicious, not urine. I don't want to stay on that sentence anymore. But anyways, guys, yeah. We're doing well. We're happy. I hope the holiday season is treating you fantastically and wonderfully. Even though I'm saying we're not complaining, I do hope you guys are warmer. And also, I'm a bit more responsible today, okay? I'm dressed in a hoodie. That's called braving the elements, sucker, all right? That's what it's all about. Sometimes you got to take matters into your own hands. Sure, I would like some mittens, but that's okay. We're losing dexterity. But yeah, it's nice. There's pluses and minuses. I guess the cold wakes you up in such a way and you feel jazzed, you feel alive. And I think that's kind of the pursuit of death that follows. Warmth, like I've said before, it's so nice and so peaceful that you can't help but just, I think that's why people tend to, this is just a theory of mine, but I think when you are in a warmer climate, you tend to die at an earlier age because you reach a sort of peace and comfort in your body's like, I've made it. I understand we've reached the pinnacle of what I've been seeking in life, okay? Your body doesn't know your soul and your brain and your goal and your hopes and dreams. All your body knows is whether or not it's comfortable. And once you reach that certain point of, finally, you clock out. But people in the cold, let me tell you, okay, up in Michigan, these Lake Erie folks, anybody who's braving the cold for a long time, their body is never comfortable, and they live a long and not necessarily healthy life, but a long and bitter life because the body is still searching for something. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you want to live long, don't live happy. But anyways, I am chilly, and it got to the point where, immediately my lips were like just chapped, okay? And I don't know how to avoid the chapped lips. I've tried the chapstick. I've tried the Vaseline. I've eaten different things. I've tried different things. And there's no good remedy. And also people say different things as well. I'm like, chapstick, this is going to be my savior. And people say, don't do chapstick. It only makes it worse. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm trying to avoid it. Either way, I immediately had chapped lips. It's cold. And when you sneeze or the big smile or anything like that, and as soon as your lips spread, it rips right down the middle. It's embarrassing, like a quick little a ninja. There's like a little painful samurai, a little chapstick samurai, and he makes you pay. That would be a good ad, I think, for chapstick. He's like, yeah, if you want to protect yourself from this, because I think it's a relatable feeling. I assume I can't be the only one facing this issue, but every time my lips are chapped, I do a big sneeze or laugh or hiccup, and they split, and it's so painful, and it's so stupid, and it's so embarrassing, but I prepared, dude. I was so proud of myself for like how quick I thought, and this isn't even that quick, but as I was sneezing this morning, my lips were chapped. I went, I started licking my lips as I was beginning to sneeze. I felt like I dodged a bullet, man. It was one of, like, I felt like it was the Matrix. You can't stop me. So I'm pretty stoked about that, because my biggest issue is not necessarily the appearance or the comfort of chapped lips, but just the ripping of the chapped lips. But I've avoided that. So I guess what I'm saying is that if you really struggle with that as well, think fast, okay? Because life's trying to get you. I'll tell you what, man. I ran into somebody really freaking cool in Cleveland, and kind of. It was like a weird... I find a lot of weird people in life, and people usually come to me and they ask me, like, Tristan, where are you going? Like, we're all living the same life, okay? We're all spinning around to find gravity as much as we can. I hope that movie's good. I need to see it still again. But now I know that there's a part 2. I'm like, should I just wait? Because I don't want to be on a cliffhanger. But anyways, yeah, everyone always asks, like, where do you find these people? And the truth is, man, one, I eavesdrop a lot. Like, I don't do this, when you're sitting in line and you're just waiting around and you're just like, well, let me just peruse and check. I'm not on my phone. I'm looking around, all right? There's a lot of weird people out there, and all you have to do is listen, all right? I think we're so focused on being consumed and kind of ignoring the world. Like, we all want to ignore the weird, right? We want to live in some semblance of normal, but the truth is they're out there, baby. They're everywhere, and I'm probably one of them, but... all you got to do is pay attention. Just open yourself up to it, and weirdness will find you. Again, also mentioned the waiting in line kind of thing. I was at a Taco Bell, and it was just a ridiculous story. It's not necessarily good. I mean, it's not good at all. But I found it hilarious because just it sounded like a sitcom where it was so absurd. So these people walk in and they're fuming and they're mad. And they were talking about how they were at a party and someone named Kyle had called them gay. And they were like, he didn't know we were gay. How could he even assume that? And they were going off on this guy named Kyle. I was like, yeah, Kyle sounds like a jerk. But what made me laugh is like, he's lucky he didn't get slapped. But I'll tell you this much. For whatever reason, did you see what he did? As he left the party, he brought out some black spray paint. He spray painted Kyle Rules on the golf cart. He did some donuts and he peeled off. And look, I don't respect this move by Kyle. I'm not trying to represent any sort of disrespect, okay, towards anybody. I don't think it's good to be hurtful or mean. I mean, sometimes not, certain circumstances. But anyways, but I couldn't help but laugh at the situation because what in your head, dude, like, what is this? Who is this guy who's real to them? Like, and I felt bad, but also like, who does that? I was so fascinated. So I should have asked more questions, but they got their stuff and they left a little bit early than I would have liked. But I was just fascinated. Who is this guy? Why was he just saying, derogatory things? He was calling people names, and then he hops in a golf cart. It's like, did he meet Muscle Man from Regular Show? I gotta meet this guy. I gotta find these people. So I do a pretty good job of listening for the weird. I need to do a better job of investigating. And that brings me to what I wanted to mention in the first place. I did this recently. I was in Cleveland and I'm going into this parking garage, right? It's all busy, it's all packed, and I see this nice little parking garage, and I plan to go here. And as I'm pulling in, there's this big, you got the exit, the entrance. There's a man standing in front of the entrance. And I go, okay, well, blinker on. I assume he's going to move, right? No one's just going to stand there. He sees the blinker. He goes, excuse me, sir. You looking for parking? I go, yeah, it's great. I found it already. You're in the way. He goes, look, no. We got to get you on the right foot. Okay. Now, by the way, this guy, 65 years old, dressed up, and he's holding 2 bags of Nikes, okay, just full of Nike Jordans basketball shoes, just 2 giant bags of Nikes. He's like, we gotta get you on the right foot. And when he says that, I assume he's gonna try and sell me some Nikes. I'm like, that's okay, I just trying to park. He's like, no, you looking for like good parking? I go, yeah, it's freaking $5. That's a good deal. In Cleveland, downtown Cleveland. He goes, no, check this out, follow me. And he just sprints. He just 65 years old, by the way, very quick. I assume that's probably why he had so many shoes, is he wearing through them. What an athlete. But he just takes off. And he opens the way for me to go into this parking garage. $5, good idea, good parking. And something inside of me, again, this is where you have to investigate. You have to follow the weird, guys. I left the parking garage. I was like, screw it. I need to know what he means. We got to get on the right foot. We're going to find parking. We're at parking. Where do you want to take me? Goods, yeah. So he takes off sprinting. I was like, I have to follow him. So I do exactly that. And we start running down the winding roads. And maybe this is unsafe, I guess. You're downtown Cleveland. You shouldn't be following people down mysterious roads. You don't know where he's taking you. But I had confidence in the situation. And I don't know if I necessarily trusted the guy, but I trusted me, and I'm a sucker for a story, dude. I love a good story. So we start going down lane, and then all of a sudden, we find this big parking garage. And I go, oh my gosh, it's $250. This guy wasn't crazy. He found an actual parking garage that was cheaper than the cheap one I found. You know what? Shame on me for doubting this guy and his bag of Nikes. He's trying to get me on the right foot. I understand now. So I go, oh my gosh, thank you, sir. And I'm rolling down my windows and he's running. He's running in front of me like a video game. He's like, you still back there? I'm like, yeah, man. You could just point me in the right direction. I can follow, signs. So anyways, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, man. This is a great deal. He goes, no, not that one. And I go, what? So then we keep moving past it. I'm like, what the well, that's a nice parking garage, if I don't get jumped here. And he gets to another parking garage. And I'm like, well, maybe this one's free or something. It's not. It's not free. And also, it's closed entirely. He goes, this is the spot. And I go, no way. So he walks up to the gate where you're trying to exit out of, and he starts lifting. He's like, 1 second, I'm gonna get it for you. We're gonna get you on the right foot. And he's trying to lift the parking gate. It's closed. It doesn't work. He's 65. Also, it's a machine. I don't know if he's done this before. I don't know if he was just a great Samaritan, but I saw him putting in the effort. I'm like, it's okay. And he's really straining. Like, it's okay, man. Stop. It's gonna be all right. He goes, I'm sorry. I can't get it open. I was like, it's okay. I see that other parking garage right there. I thank you for your time. And he goes, it's just park right there. It's fine where you're at. And I was like, it says tow away zone. I can't do that. He goes, I'll watch it for you. I go, no, no. So he just kind of sits there and he offers to. He's like, I'll watch it right here. I'm going to be here for a little bit. I'm waiting for my girl. I'll be standing here on the corner, probably getting slapped around a little bit. She's probably going to be beating me up. And you know what I'm saying? I go, hi, huh? So I'm going to, he goes, yeah, no problem. I appreciate you. You have a Merry Christmas. That was it. There was nothing to do with the shoes, the Nikes. I never got an explanation. I don't know what it meant to get me on the right foot. I don't know if he needed anything, if I was supposed to give him something. I don't know. He didn't have a vest or a badge. Like, there was nothing that could indicate why he was doing this outside of being just an amazing, weird fella. So hats off to this guy. I really appreciate him. He didn't try to sell me anything. He didn't need anything. He just was trying to get me on the right foot. But that's what you got to do sometimes. You got to follow the weird. And I just turned around and I parked in the I was like, I'm going to go in there because I don't want to. He's like, no, I understand. It's fine. So cool guy, dude. Cool guy. And what I'm trying to say is follow the weird, man, because you never know what kind of interesting stories you will stumble upon. So I'm pretty stoked about it, man. I am very, very stoked. Speaking of cities, did you guys, I'm sure everyone's seen the murder, the assassin of the healthcare CEO in New York City. And that's not the big deal. That's been covered in a lot. And now there's a bunch of conspiracy theories and people are saying this guy did it, this guy didn't do it, he's planted this evidence. And I'm not for or against conspiracy theories. I have no idea. All right. My life revolves around seeing like somebody say something interesting. I'm like, I got to know what you mean, man. And that's what I'm more interested in. Maybe the guy did it. Maybe he didn't do it. I don't know. Who knows? I will say though, that he was caught like in a McDonald's and he had and this is where everyone's like, why would he have the manifest and the stuff and the fingerprints and none of it matches? But they said that they got him because he tried to use a fake ID at McDonald's. And I don't know what at McDonald's you were using an ID for. I've never been carded at a McDonald's. Like, sir, are you sure you can handle a large fry? Like there's a certain level of, what are they doing at McDonald's that they even carded him? So that was weird. But because they did that, the lady called, and also they were offering $5,000 for anyone to tip in and find out who this guy was. And even if I knew the guy, $5,000 for an assassin is unless you could guarantee that he's getting life, or I don't know. It's a $5,000 to snitch that's a pretty dicey game, man. After everybody complained, they upped it to $50,000, and just like that, check it out, money talks, because immediately after he's caught at McDonald's. And what's crazy about this though is that I believe it's the lady who checked the fake ID, and she's like, "Oh, you killed somebody, I can tell." She called in, and they're not giving her money because she called 911 instead of the tip line. So she caught the guy, she gave the advice, and how crappy is that, dude? So, conspiracy theory, regardless, if he is an assassin, but also if he's not, like if you got framed, I would also be like, yeah, you're going down. You called me and I'm not even the guy. Somebody's got to pay. I didn't kill before, but I'm about to. But anyways, she's not supposed to get her money on a technicality, dude. What kind of game show crap is that, man? That you know what? I'm going to risk my life. Like, I'm sure other people had to have seen him, and they go, $50,000. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to risk my life. I found him over here, $50,000. I'm gonna take it. This is gonna help me. I'm gonna try and turn things around and go, ooh, it's like answering what is an assassin? You didn't say the magic phrase, Susan. So she got screwed out of money. I feel bad, but also maybe that guy's not even the guy, and we should feel bad for him. It's interesting. It's interesting for sure. I don't know. We'll follow it. We'll know. We'll never know. I don't know. Some of these things, like, I think conspiracy theories are fun. However, there's never even like a good point in talking about them because nothing ever comes of it. You're just like, this was sick. This was a fun idea. This was a good theory. There's never, it's like a show ends and you're like, I wonder how that character ended up. I wonder, maybe they got together, maybe he achieved his dreams, maybe, they did this and that. And you never get a new season, and all you can do is just think about it. And at a certain point, you're like, maybe, who knows? But all we can do is hope that girl gets her money, I guess. Dude, speaking of, not that at all, but more news. So the Browns, I'm wearing a Browns hoodie, it's unfortunate. I'm a Browns fan. Yes, it means I'm loyal. I'm undying. I will never leave your side, and I will take endless amounts of abuse. That's all well and good. It's hurtful. It's embarrassing. And also, I'm an Ohio State fan, and Ohio State got the brakes beat off. It wasn't that bad, but he still lost in an embarrassing fashion to Michigan. Real quick, I don't know what it is about this podcast. There's not a ton of people coming through all the time. Episodes, they kind of just peak randomly. But for whatever reason, every time I talk about any sort of sport, baseball, basketball, football, college football, and I talk about the team that I was rooting for, somebody of the opposing rival finds a way to the show. It's not in the title, it's not in the description, but somebody goes, "Oh, you voted for them, friggin' lit." And I go, like, this is supposed to be my safe space, and somehow people come out of the woodwork to talk trash. I would love to root for a winning team one day, man. I would talk so much trash. There's gonna be a comeuppance. There's gonna be a revenge tour. All right, I'm not on the field. I'm not doing anything, but I'm gonna talk. Okay, if I'm getting talked at, I'm like, we won. You didn't win, but I stuck with them, and then they did the thing. Okay, but anyways, going back to Ohio State. So Ohio State lost to Michigan. And this is happening around the league in college football where the opposing team comes into your stadium, and after they win, they're waving their little flag, and they bring it to the middle of your field. And it's a bit unsportsmanlike, of course. It's not good sportsmanship. And it typically erupts in a brawl and a battle. And it started with Baker Mayfield, I think. Baker Mayfield did it at Ohio State, actually. And people are like, this is so rude, this is hurtful, it's bad. And what's crazy about it, yeah, you can be like, it's not good, fine them, whatever. Now they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you can penalize them. But in Ohio, they are now pitching. They're trying to make that unsportsmanlike planting a flag in the Ohio State field a felony. And that is probably one of the softest things I've ever heard in my entire life. Dude, they're trying to make it a crime. And I love Ohio State, okay? And it sucks, when another team plants the flag, when another team beats you and they get to brag about it. But that's what sports are, dude. That's competitive nature. How are you going to make it dude, you know what? You beat me, you go into jail, dude. You can't even talk about it. And like I said, I love to talk. I would love to get the chance to talk. But best believe if I had the chance, I would be doing it. But a crime? A felony? Okay? And then we have to put up a tip line. And hopefully people won't even get their money. If they're like, I saw a guy plant a flag. What is this? It's so unbelievably weird to me. And no one, even the Ohio State people, are like, what? We don't like it, but it's not a crime. It's like you just get a flag. And bad sportsmanship for bad manners, that's not okay, guys. So I don't know who votes on that. I don't know who is supposed to make the final decision, but just keep that in mind. Dude, a fella, imagine, man, for being disrespectful. Imagine you get a strike in bowling and you go, who do you think you are? I am. And then they put you in jail. That's crazy. That's horrible. How much time do we got? I have to go and make gingerbread houses here in a minute. I'm not going to do well. That's not like a knock on me, and I'm not trying to be self-deprecating. I just cannot make gingerbread houses for the life of me. I don't know why it is. I try, okay? I have the blueprint. I got the architecture skills, but there's something about the icing and the decorations. I'm just not good at it. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but on a resume of skills that I have acquired and things on a list of things I'm good at, that is not even at the bottom. It just doesn't exist. I would like to make you know what? I'm going to stop this bad talk, okay? Today's the day. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it around. I'm going to study. I'm going to bring in some people. I'm going to be more of a project manager. I'm going to bring in some people, some experts. Excuse me. And we're going to get this thing turned around. It's just embarrassing, though, because like I said, I love to talk. I talk trash in any sort of competition, and I get mopped. Man, I sure lose a lot. I'm realizing that. But anyways, guys, if you have any tips on how to build a good gingerbread house, let me know, because I don't, especially with siblings, man, I don't like anybody beating me. Anybody who's, hey, Tristan, you don't build a good gingerbread house. Oh, yeah? Watch this. Freaking, they were right. Anyways, guys, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm not going to complain about the cold. I will say that I'm looking forward to getting out of it. And I don't know, man. I'm really consumed about this whole gingerbread thing, because I don't like losing, and I don't like knowing that I'm going to lose. That's quitter talk. That's quitter talk, baby. I'm going to build a better gingerbread house, and then I'm going to smash theirs, and I will not be crimed for it. Can you? I've been crimed. You mean sentenced? So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Full Circus. I need to get these shelves up immediately, because I guess next week is the big Christmas episode, because the following Friday is the 26th, I think. I don't know, guys. You think I know dates? You think I know times? All I do is follow the weird, guys. Guys, if there's anything I can recommend to you in your life, it's follow the weird. Follow the interweaving lines of people and stories that cross, okay? They're out there, and they're saying weird stuff, and they're doing weird things. Sometimes they're doing donuts and saying derogatory names, and other times they're just trying to help you find illegal parking, and they're good for it. That's a good Samaritan right there. So don't be afraid to let somebody else try to help get you on the right foot. Guys, thank you so much. I will see you in the next episode. Get yourself a blanket, get yourself a coffee. Coffee sucks. I mean, hot chocolate. And I will see you. I'll have to find it. By the way, this is cool. Anyways, I'll see you next one. Bye.